Hello everyone and welcome back to the series where I talk about all the games I played in the previous month. The month for this video is March of 2023, so as always let's just get right into it. I played Mom Hid My Game 2 after really loving the first one about a year ago, and I'm gonna be honest, it didn't hold up as well. I just felt annoyed. It just bugged me, I don't know why. Maybe the puzzles were a bit stupider, I think that might have been part of it, but yeah, it's just 50 levels of silly finding things. It wasn't as good as the first one, I think. I played Brock the Investigator, which technically came out last year on Steam, but only this year on PS4. I did a full review for it if you want more information, but I think this is one of the most underrated games I've ever played. It's a mix between like RPG elements, point and click, and beat 'em up style, which is a fun little mix. I thought it could be really funny, it could be really heartwarming, it was unbelievably addicting. At one point for like 8 hours straight, it was some of the best game ever for me. I was completely sucked in, it was absolutely amazing, and the people behind it are some of the most just they just have some of the best community outreach I've ever seen. They have fan art in the game, they add updates, add in fan art, they share fan art on their Instagram. It's just I just want to shout this out. The developers seem like really amazing people behind it, and the game is absolutely fucking amazing too. I played this arcade game called Pet and Pew, which I might be pronouncing wrong, who knows. I'm not a huge arcade game person, but this was definitely a fun, addicting one for me. The best way to describe it, you walk around filling up squares, and when you fill all of the squares up, you can move on. You knock down these boards to kill enemies, and you can have the boards flip up too by pressing the button to do it, and that's it. It's a fun, simplistic, but addicting game. At long last, I finished Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Of course, I was playing through that whole game on the channel. It held up perfectly, even better. Still loved the game, still one of my favourite PSP games of all time, probably my favourite PSP game. It was an absolute pleasure to finally get to play through this again after waiting for probably around 10 years for a remaster. And it was definitely a wait that held up. After thinking about it on and off for many years, since it came out on PS4 and PS5, I've been playing through The Legend of Dragoon, which is if you were hearing about underrated games, especially underrated RPGs, this one comes up a lot. So it's exciting to see what all the fuss is about. I haven't played too much yet, but from what I've played so far, it's really good. The graphics are gorgeous. The gameplay is really fun and engaging. The characters are really cool as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. So it at least has my interest. Something I've also been thinking about playing a lot over the last few years but never got around to is Detroit Become Human. And apparently to some people it's the best David Cage game. I still think that goes to Heavy Rain. The first half, more than the first half. I really enjoyed like the first 3 quarters. There are some things near the last quarter of the game that really bugged me. It just felt like it went against the whole point of the story and the game. And it got to a point where I don't even want to finish it. It killed a lot of my interest. So I'll go back to it at some point. Who knows when. I think I'm like in the last chapter or two. So probably my least favorite David Cage game yet, just because of that. I also played the newly released game called Chia. This game was just one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. It's a fun island adventure where you can transform into pretty much any animal or object around you, and it had some fantastic musical sequences that made me tear up. Despite not being able to understand a single word of what was being said, they were just really powerful moments. So another game I really recommend. It's cheap, and if you have PlayStation Plus, it's just free, at least on certain tiers. And it had some bad crashes at launch, especially in cutscenes, which can kill a lot of it, but there has been a patch, it's fixed some of that, so absolutely recommend. This and Brock the Investigator are the most recommended games on this list easily. But that's another one I did a full review for if you're interested in checking that out. I also played about an hour of Hercules on the PS1 on the channel. It sucked. I also played a bit of the Exoprimal Beta, which is the upcoming Overwatch style shooter where you fight people and dinosaurs, and it did not suck. It actually surprised me with how decent it was. I had little to no anticipation or care about this, but yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it now. Depending on how many other stuff release around that time, I'll probably pick it up. Then I've been playing, after finishing Tarzan, I've been playing The Lion King Simba's Mighty Adventure. on the PS1. It's not fantastic, it's not awful, it has its problems. I'm looking forward to being done. It's somewhere in between Hercules and Towers, and I'll give it that much. And lastly, even though I recorded it a few months ago, I am always happy to give more attention to Arise: A Simple Story. I'm finally uploading the video on my channel now. I think this is one of the most underrated games ever. It's a beautiful game in pretty much every way. Visually, conceptually, music. It's one of those games I just wish got more attention because it really deserves it. Anyway, that is everything I've been playing for the last month. Boy, that was quite a lot. I think that might be, like, quantity wise, might have been the biggest yet. So, as always, let me know what you've been playing. Let me know what new stuff you've been playing, what you've gone back to. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.